One of the things that's interesting about GPT-4 that makes it hard for me to say what's going on, and maybe it's important to know, is that these models are getting increasingly wrapped in other context prompts and code. So not only are you potentially talking to a model that's constantly changing, but the prompt and the context that's being given to that model is also changing. And as many may have noticed, OpenAI has been doing some pretty neat stuff to add context, memory from past conversations into your conversation. In the process, I assume they're doing quite a bit of post-training to adjust how to deal with that additional information. I suspect that some of that can go wrong. As we're finding in the lab, doing a lot of this reinforcement learning sometimes unlocks weird behaviors too. And so, if I say good job, bad job to you trying to learn something, you might learn some weird things that get you good job signal. And so it's possible that in that post-training process, the model learned that is a little bit more sycophantic. It could often get a slightly higher score when given its final reward. And so again, it's hard to say what happened, but one imagines that it's a mix of issues potentially around the post-training and the context and prompts that are provided. Reinforcement learning is funny because there's this process, reward hacking, in which a model learns if it does one clever thing, it can get a high reward. In the old days, we used to play Atari to test our algorithms. So they'd sit there playing Atari video games. And occasionally, our models would find really cool ways to win. For example, they found that in a particular part of the ocean, if the boat just ran in a circle, it could keep getting a coin that would respawn and respawn. And it would just get an infinite score by just sitting there and running in a circle. It wouldn't play the game, it would just collect coins indefinitely. And this reward hacking behavior is sort of the issue of reinforcement learning. If I give you a reward and I don't tell you why, it's up to you to figure out what caused that reward. Sometimes you find in the process of doing something that one weird behavior seems very, very correlated with reward, and you learn to just do that one weird behavior. And again, this is an issue of reinforcement learning, that I'm just rewarding you for the outcome and letting you find the thing that triggered that reward.